Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this fella, McEwan's Export, the original Scottish export beer, according to what I'm just reading there. So, 4.5%. As far as I know, this is actually a Marston's brand, or Marston's owned brewery. Let's give it a pour. It's beer time. Gorgeous day today. Funny how yesterday was absolutely Baltic. Today, brilliant. Working on my own all day. Lovely. Cut this bloody edge, U-edge, and it's at least 14 foot across the top. Never known it like it. Fucking massive. And I had small edge trimmers. Here's me balancing on the top of a pair of step ladders, leaning into the edge. Good thing the over safety one's about. So, that's I was alright until the step ladder wobbled at one stage. I'm like, fuck me. I was like, oh my gosh, that ladder just wobbled. So there we go. Chestnutty pour. Certainly a malt aroma, and it says it renowned throughout the world as the original Scottish export beer, a premium beer with a delicate sweet caramel flavour and roasted malt aroma. Note, originally brewed by McEwans at the Fountain Brewery in Edinburgh. Production moved from Fountain to the Caledonian Brewery in 2004. Although the canned and bottled beers are actually produced at the Eagle Brewery. So there you go. So it's not actually in Scotland anymore, it's brewed in England. There you go. It's funny, the internet is so funny for that sort of thing. Yes, you do get that caramel taste to it. So another awesome day. I've never had so many good days on a row. And I was at work today, I was thinking, how many weeks have I actually been here? And the funny thing is, I'm actually struggling to remember what flipping day it is. It's like being paid to work in your own back garden. That's how I feel it. Both sites, both projects are like my own back garden. The care I have for it, it don't feel like a job. It feels like I'm working on my own garden. Yeah, if I was that lucky. Yeah, I mean really. Hey. And even though the work is quite vast, to get it up to absolute scratch, it's quite vast. And then to take more work on, which I'm doing all the time. So you win, take more work on. And then you keep everything, you know, as a gardener, you can keep on top of things quite easy if you know what you're doing. And if you're clever with how you do it. So, just bought the wood for the hot tub room, which means the beer room is going to be full of bloody crap from that room, because I've got to bring everything out, drop the gazebo down, and basically start this weekend. It's coming tomorrow, so this weekend, as soon as I've done the gardens this weekend, I'm in full on work mode. Was going to buy 3 new fence panels, but they're 23 quid, and that's for the shit fence panels. So we're only separating our garden from the people behind us, and they've got a hedge there. These idiots here took out the edge. The edge is actually the boundary, so they've took out the edge, gained 3 foot of garden, which isn't theirs to gain. But not that I'm bothered. I just want to cover up the gaps where they can see in. Put the new feather edge boards in, 6 foot. Just cover the gaps up so that we can sit in our garden and not have them being able to see in. There's a couple of gaps where they've just gone over the years. Screw them on, paint it. It won't look like any different to us. To them it'll look like a pig's ear, but I don't really care. And then all my artificial grass, lift all that up, put it to one side, put the base down, get the base absolutely spot on, get a couple of bags of cement and mix the cement up, put the base on the cement and then let it go hard on the cement, so get it absolutely bob on all the way through. Leave it to set for a day, let the cement go rock hard, and then I can start building the old room then. And I'm hoping to get it up by well, Sunday will be the day that all the main construction work, getting the base down is the main thing first, getting that done and dusted. Because where we are at the moment, the hot tub's smack facing the beer room, so we're going to move it over, move it all the way up to the fence line, but leave about enough to walk round, enough to get a paintbrush on the fence panels or repair fence panels, but that's all, you know. Make it a pent roof so it slopes like that, so it slopes that way, so the rain goes onto their garden. And yeah, all bloody positive, really interesting, and hopefully I'll get it right and I'll fuck it up. I've got spirit levels, so I'm alright. Not that I use them very often, but yeah, don't like to use them. My eye's better when I've had a beer. Yeah, that's near enough. Oh. So still keep trying to. Today I keep getting, YouTube keeps saying things to me. Congrats for this, congrats for that, and it's like, well, sort me out and let me go live. No knobheads. I do apologise, YouTube, if you're watching. I'm not really calling you knobheads, but sort my fucking live status out. But I am getting a new phone, so I'm not worried about this phone. But I tried to contact them, and it's such a ball ache. You've got to go on some fucking forum. Well, that's alright, but that's not contacting them. That's some idiot on the forums to say, oh, you're not doing it this way, you're not doing it that way. I want to talk to I don't want to talk to the monkeys, I want to talk to the chiefs. But we'll get there eventually. I'm sure somebody on the channel says that it's the algorithm. It says it will pick you up, but it might take a week or two. So that's alright, you know. I'm a bit busy this weekend anyway. But if it comes online for Saturday night, although if we're going to do the big beer review, I want to do it, but do it when I've get people a bit of notice, so you can all see me pissed out my head. Brewdog have just released a 58% beer, collaboration with some, I think it's German brewery. Comes in 40ml bottles, so it's only 40ml, 40ml, like a shot, 29 quid. Now, I'm not joking, I'm not being funny, but this fella was 40 quid for 330 mils. So, just under 4 quid for 40 mils, and that's 67%. Why the hell would you pay 29 quid for a 40ml bottle? I mean, Brewdog have obviously got the reputation of being this and that, but you know, there's a thing there, you're robbing the fuck out of people, and that, I mean, that's expensive. That's a one-off. That's a one-off celebration of the fact that I got to 1,000. And to go live and to thank people, which I will do when I go live and make a cunt to myself. But 29 quid for 40 mils, come on. You know, I was expecting it to be a tenner. A tenner for 40 mil. I thought, yeah, tenner for a shot, that's fine. I can take a tenner. Because, I mean, a 40 mil is this size. That's 50 mil. So it's smaller than that for 29 quid. You can get a 40% spirit for a couple of quid. So, you know, there's robbing people coming to the forefront there. Indeedy. So busy weekend. I'm hoping to do a review from one of my sites tomorrow. I was going to do a review today and I forgot to set the fucking camera with me and the beer. But I've got a beer lined up ready for the review. It's quite good actually, because the man in charge, he asked me about a certain brewery and I've got a beer from that brewery, so it's quite apt. Plus I'll send him the link afterwards when I review, and then show people one part of my basically my second and third home, because that's what it feels to me. It's so nice to be gone from a very, very negative state to a truly positive state. And even my anxiety is starting to drop, which is an amazing thing with how brutal it was. Boy, I've got some work on this weekend. It's a full-on revamp of the garden. Might have to do the odd beer review as I'm doing it, because if I'm working outside all day, I'll need a beer, I tell you now. Although if I strip everything down, really, tomorrow, Friday, is a good time to go and get the bloody cement, so I can bed it down, so on Saturday I can start building it. And hopefully it will look good. Never built that sort of thing before. I mean, I've done little projects. I mean, plasterboarded in here. I mean, I built this, but the pieces are already there, you have just to put it together. And also this weekend I've got 2 gardens to do on Saturday. The old man's and the old lady's. And the old man that I look at does his garden. His wife died 6 years ago, bless him. And obviously she was a gardener who obviously knew her stuff, you know. Some of the best gardeners out there aren't gardeners who work for the councils or work for companies. They're gardeners that have been gardeners all their life and know their stuff. And she obviously kept the garden in a very good state. And I go 2 hours a week and just start to bring it back to life. It's very 2 hours really isn't enough. It doesn't do it justice, but he can see that where the difference is. And the sentimental thing for him is great, because he's seeing his wife's work slowly coming back. And now I know what plants are in his garden. I'm going to start digging up all his herbaceous plants, herbaceous perennials you can dig up and split at a certain time of the year, soon. Split them, plant them back in, and from one clump you can get 20 plants. So it's a very good way of getting more and more and more. Plus you can harvest seedlings off them, harvest the seed and get loads of seeds growing. Pretty much what I'm doing in my job now. But anyway, one of the sites I work at, Cockcliffe, the farmers next door were telling me. I told them that he knows them, and they says, yeah, we know him. He says there was this thing in the city centre. He says there's a hotel that you walk into and you go straight into a lift and you go up the lift, and it was Burns night. And anyway, he's up the lift. He's in his kilt, Scottish obviously, and he went up and his kilt got caught in the lift doors. So as he's going up, next minute, poof! I hope to God he wasn't wearing just his. I hope he wasn't commando, eh? And he says there was a bit of a to-do about it. So we're on Saturday, and I know he likes to laugh, so I'm going to give him some rib about it. But he's about 85 and he's got the best personality, and his marbles are 100% there. He knows exactly what I've done in the garden. I'll tell him, he says, I already know. I've seen what you've done, this looks great. And so I get him, and I get the old lady who I look after as well, her garden. And she's had gardeners there. There's gardeners and there's gardeners. There's electricians and there's electricians. Just because you can do a plug, you're not a bleeding electrician. Just because you can mow a lawn, you're not a gardener. And but anyway. And even in her garden, the transformation I've made of her garden is amazing compared to what it was. And now I'm even taking more ownership. She had a forsythia that was pruned into a hedge, and it's bloody horrible when they do that, because it looks awful. The best way to prune is to use secateurs and make it into a big fan shape, or make it look as if it's not been hedge trimmed. You should never hedge trim shrubs. Oh. Unless it's a box of sempervirens, of course, where you prune, you do it into balls or cones or whatever. But yeah, I've just got to finish that, and I've made it into a fan shape. So next year she'll have yellow and it'll be like in a fan. And one of the things that I want to do at either location where I'm working is to have plant a couple of 100 forsythias and make a forsythia arch to walk through in the spring. I think that'd be bloody amazing. I'll make it happen. Anyway, back to the beer. All about the caramel, malt, good traditional beer. You know, it's been around for a long time. For me, I prefer McEwan's Champion Ale, if I'm being honest. Although the first time I drank it, I thought it was horrible. And then I drank it again, it was beautiful. And they've also got whiskey, the whiskey edition, they're called Headspace. I think it's called Headspace nowadays. But yeah, good pub beer. You know, it's like being in the pub, isn't it, sometimes? Oh. Right, I've had a good natter. And I hope everyone else out there in the world's okay. I noticed that coronavirus has gone up to 20 deaths yesterday, so fucking hell, we're back in the midst again, aren't we? You know, once it starts getting into the community again, that's when it starts going around care homes and all the vulnerable and all them that aren't shielding now, because obviously everyone was shielding at one stage, and now they're shielding. The people that were shielding have got to be ever so bloody careful. We all have really, but especially them that are shielding, because this, in my opinion, is going to take out a lot of people in the end until these bloody vaccines come online. Luckily, they've got drugs that the steroids can take out, stop so many people dying. But then there's the you know, the period in getting back to the full strength. Scary stuff, really scary stuff. Right, well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Got me in the talking mood. And yeah, 4.5% is not the strongest. Good pub beer, you know. Obviously made, well, owned by Marston's. The brand is owned by Marston's these days. They own quite a few brands, don't they? But yeah, a nice malty pub beer. Not too malty. Caramel there as well. A tad on the sweet side. Not too sweet, but you know, there's a sweetish element to it. Out of 5 then. Like I said, a good pub beer. For me, about a 3.9 out of 5. Obviously it's not a craft beer, it's not pushing the boundaries, but it's still a decent beer. And that's where, you know, we go look at it for. And that's it for this beer review. Thanks for watching, thank you for subscribing, commenting, and soon we'll be doing that 67%, and I hope to God I don't make a twat of myself. But hey, you do it in life, don't you? As long as you don't come out with vote too naughty, because I don't want to regret it afterwards. Those that know me know that I am, deep down, an absolutely, genuinely decent person. But now and again I will say the odd thing and fucking get myself into trouble. Then again, MPs do it every day, so who gives a shit, eh? Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers.